boy, do I have a splendid story for you today. I ended up going to Jamaica. I wanted to get away from all the fuss here in the sea, but I ended up getting more than I bargained for. You see, the minute I got off the plane and I took my headphones off, the music stopped, and I looked around, and I didn't have me glasses on. So I was trying to make self look as if I needed a cab. So I stood there by the road with my thumb out. Then I heard the music. I will never forget that music. Here's where things started getting interesting. An old beat-up pickup truck pulls over to the side of the road, and some short, stubby padre with a cowboy hat jumps out. He came right over and grabbed my bags and tossed them into his taxi truck. And just as I was about to open the passenger door to the taxi truck, the truck started back up with a roar and took off, left me standing there looking like a lost little girl. I could say I kept my calm, but I would be lying. I lost it. I started screaming. Fucking hell, that son of a bitch just stole me bags. But did anyone help me? Did anyone come to the aid of poor old Mr.Mister? Not one soul. Nobody came, and nobody was gonna come. So now that I lost me ID, I knew I had to find water. There was a blazing heat like I never felt before. I thought Jamaica was hot, but not as hot as it was like this. So I decided in all my wisdom that I would go back the way I came and re-establish myself back at the airport. But just by luck, the airport doors were locked. A sign on the door said close. So now I knew I was in a mix-up. All my medications that I needed were in the bags that was stolen. Luckily, I had a few Jamaican dollars in my pocket that I had gotten when I was a panhandler. So I thought the best thing to do from that point was to find a shop or some place I could get me a beverage. 'Cause boy, was the sun boiling hot that day. The place was so desolate. I couldn't find anything, anyone. Every form of life seemed to have vacated the island of Jamaica. Even worse, all houses were gone. All I was looking at before me was a vast desert that lay ahead for many, many miles. I didn't know there were deserts in Jamaica. I was thinking, well, I will be down. A desert in the middle of Jamaica. So I start my way down this old dirt road until I come to a little stand with a few snacks and things on the table. A little person with beady eyes looking up from his seat. But bestly there was a jug of water, which made me very pleased, as you can imagine thirst-eyed by that time. So I went up to the little man and asked, "Can I get a drink whenever, sir? I'm very thirsty." And he said, "Mr. 20 peso. At first I was amazed that he knew my name, but then I thought, so now I'm likely an old bat, but the last time I checked, I was in Jamaica. What's he want pieces in Jamaica for? So I gave him the Jamaican money I had, and he laughed. "You don't take that kind of money," he says. So I'm thinking, why this little fella not want his own country's currency? A Jamaican that only accepts pesos, well, he'll be a dum-dum. I think he must have saw the sweat on me face dripping off or something, 'cause he reached down for the jug as if he was going to give me a drink. So he lifted the jug up and brought it towards me, and as he did, I closed my eyes and thanked the Lord. I thanked him for sparing me bladder the pain of being without what it needed. So now that I said me prayers, I opened me eyes. To me own surprise, the little man with beady eyes, a big old jug swinging fiercely in me direction. Now I got reflexes of a cougar, so I ducked. It like this little fella knew I was gonna duck, 'cause before you know it, I'm waking up in a chair with a pillowcase on my head and me hands and feet bound. Can you believe it? Do I have the worst look on the face of the planet? Poor old Mr. Kidnapped by a little man in Jamaica. What's going on? I screamed, and then the pillowcase was ripped off me head. 3 men dressed in uniforms, with what are they called? AK-47s. Now I don't like telling long stories, so I'm going to sum it up. Basically, the guys that kidnapped me were the Mexican cartel. And I wasn't in Jamaica, I was in Mexico. The darn airport must have screwed up my ticket, and the plane ended up dropping me in the worst part of Mexico. So you're probably wondering how I survived to tell the tale. Well, I'll tell ya. All it was money they wanted. I told them I do not have any money. They wouldn't believe me. They threatened to cut me balls off if I didn't speak. They wanted me to tell them where the money was at. I told them I was looking for money too. I didn't have any money at all. They pulled down me pants as if to cut me balls off. I couldn't help but grin, 'cause I knew I didn't have any balls to cut off. When they saw I did not have any balls, everyone started laughing. Always laughing at Mr. Like Mr. don't have any feelings at all. Well, let me tell ya, they were laughing so hard, I managed to free me boings. I escaped by tipping over a lamp stand, jumped out the window. After I fell 5 stories, I was saved by friendly medical students who peeled me off the roof of their packed ambulance. They brought me to the hospital. That's why I'm able to be here, telling this tale today. All thanks to them students. May God guide them for all their days, and know to the moral of the story. Never, never, never take a Jamaican vacation in Mexico.